Hi, you're watching GoonerTube. I'm Joe, as you know, and I've been joined today by Mario. Now, Mario is not in the UK. Mario, you can tell us where you are. Where are you based?
Okay, so hello, good night, everyone, the GoonerTube supporters. I'm based in Jamaica, Jamaican Gooner as well.
Yes.
So
that's good. That's good. And you've also got your own little channel going on as well as GoonerTube. I believe it's called Military Gooner. Is that right?
Yeah, Military Gooner.
Military Gooner. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, you've been an Arsenal supporter for somewhere around the 15, 16-year mark. Is that right?
Yeah, that is right. That's right.
Since you was a young teenager. And you watched Thierry Henry. I think it's your uncle introduced you to Thierry Henry, and you got hooked.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
that famous goal.
The Man United goal. Okay, yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Since then, the decision to support Arsenal, I haven't turned back since then. And right at this point in time, all the sorrows and pain I'm feeling, I blame my uncle. Put it on my uncle.
It could have been a lot worse. So, you can blame your uncle for some things and praise him for others, right?
It could have been worse because it could have been a Tottenham game.
Well, I didn't say it. You said that. I didn't say that. But you obviously knew where I was going with that. But so it's nice to know you're joining us for the first time on the channel. We're going to be very quickly talking about the upcoming game against Leeds after this international break. First and foremost, how do you feel the season has gone so far? And we won't take up too much time about this, but how do you feel the season's gone so far?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say a solid 7.
Okay.
And many would be surprised because they would deem that as really high. But there are factors in which I consider why I would definitely give them a 7. Okay. Now, as you know, Arsenal fans are very, very much reactionary. The two most reactionary fan base at this moment are Arsenal and Manchester United. And there's definitely a reason to be because we're basically the two most unsupportedly run teams because we're not being run good at the moment. So our fan base expect a lot and we're not getting it from the owners and the management of the club. So definitely our morale is on the ground in regards to supporting the team that we love. And we know that our team are the biggest teams in London. So also in the world as well. So we have high expectations of them. So definitely that means that they should be performing as per their expectations. But at this moment, because of management, because of owners, they're not performing at the expectation. So the fan base really has become more likely bipolar to many different circumstances because of the management of the club itself. So, But take that into factor, we definitely say many things I would use to factor in why I give him a 7. The COVID, the bad start of the season, also the constant break, international break as well. These are some of the things that are factoring. But many people don't know that we have played so far about 14 games. And we have only lost 4 so far this season. And many people never even look into that. But the unfortunate thing about it is that the 4 that we lost were actually in the league. But I think there's something to work on.
Well, I hope so as well. I mean, we were discussing this the other day when we were talking about the upcoming transfer windows that we feel are going to be exploited by Arteta and Edu. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there because I think he's going to be given the time, as we were discussing the other day, and also he will hopefully be given the funds. He's going to have to shift a few players, do a little bit of moving and shaking. But, it's well documented that he obviously believes that the side that he's got isn't the side that he wants. So he's going to maybe, like a la Klopp, he's going to eventually mould that side into what he wants. So we need to give him at least 2 or 3 transfer windows to do that. So let's hope he does that. Now, for want of wanting to talk a little bit more about that, we're not here for that. We're here to talk about the Leeds game on Sunday. It's coming up, and we've just come off the back of a fairly heavy home defeat against Aston Villa, which, to be honest, they deserved, and we didn't. A lot of players went missing that day. There was a lot of knives out for Arteta, which I thought was a little bit wrong, but it's understandable why people got angry about the way he set the team up. But then ultimately, when they go over that white line, it's the team that has to perform, and they just didn't perform that day, regardless of what the instructions were. So now we've got Leeds now, Leeds are one of those sides as well that they can either absolutely trounce a team, and beat them sort of by 3 or 4. Or they can lose by the same margin. There's no in between with Leeds at the moment. There's no middle ground. So first and foremost, how do you see Arteta now going into this game? Going on the fact that with the Villa result, he's going to be a little bit more cautious, you think, or he's just going to set it up exactly the same way and go for it?
Okay, so there's 2 factors that I look into this game, and is that Mikel Arteta is a philosophy manager. He believes in his philosophy, and coaches that believes in their philosophy will never change. It goes either 2 ways. It's either one of 2 ways. It's either it skyrockets and hits the highest level, or it just never blossom. That's a philosophy coach. No, I don't think that he'll change anything. I think we'll approach this game just as though he approaches the previous game this season. We as fans will definitely disagree with that because we want to see our favorite players play. We also want to see something different. But one of the factors is that it was actually close around this time of the year, that last season, that Unai Emery lost his job because it changed his philosophy at that particular time. And then the bad runs of results and the frustration that built up from the fans, and all those things impact the negativity around the club. Now, I don't believe I would definitely want him to change the philosophy. I might see a change of players, but not his philosophy. But definitely, I think I might go mad if I see Willian and Lacazette in the starting lineup. And the thing about it is that we will see them.
Oh, you believe that they'll both start?
Yeah, they will. I can tell you they will.
Okay.
The fact is that, okay, Aubameyang went on international duties. He played 2 games in 6 days. Bukayo Saka played 3 games, 150 minutes, 2 full 90 minutes in 6 days as well. Look at this. Willian didn't went on international duty. Lacazette didn't went on international duty. They are the 2 fresh players in the front attack.
I think Willian went to Dubai, didn't
he? Salt Bay.
So let's go for a predicted lineup then. Obviously Leno in goal. He's okay.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. Predicted lineup. Arteta's lineup are what we think are what we'd want to see.
Okay. Well, a predicted lineup okay. I understand where you're going with that. But a predicted lineup, I think, with maybe what we feel Arteta will probably go with, going on what you're talking about. Even though Willian in this particular predicted lineup that I'm going to say, Willian isn't actually in the side. But have a look at this, and also if this would probably be a 4-3-3. So if I said to you, Tierney left back, Bellerin right back, with Gabriel and Luis as centre halves, then we got, you were saying about Saka, but then Saka with Xhaka and Ceballos, and then you've got Aubameyang, Pepe, and Lacazette up front. How do you feel about that particular setup? Or there are obviously players that you would move around there or not include there. Because when you said Willian, does that mean that you wouldn't include Pepe in the side?
All right, so that would be a very good side, definitely. I think that Mikel Arteta might be having enough issues with Lacazette at this moment. I think he definitely really is considering not to play him. I do believe that, because we have seen quite a few chances that he has missed so far. Maybe partially every game that he has played, he has missed vital chances in which he could put us in good stead. So, personally, I think that's a good starting lineup that Mikel Arteta may go with, but my starting lineup may vary as well.
Okay.
You want to hear my starting lineup?
Yeah. No, I was just about to say, okay. So when you're ready, you can tell me that.
Okay, my starting lineup would go like this. All right, so I would definitely play Leno in goal. He's our best keeper. My formation is 4-2-3-1. And there's a reason why I would love to play that. Okay, so right back, Maitland-Niles, definitely.
Okay.
He gets the best out of Pepe. Centre back pairing, I'm okay with David Luiz and Gabriel. They're good. And left back, Kieran Tierney. That is also fine with me. My double pivot in front of those two would definitely be, because El Nini and Partey is out, I'll go with Xhaka and Ceballos.
Okay.
Good in my front three. And I have lots of reasons to play this, and I think many people might disagree, but hear me out. On the right side, Nicolas Pepe. On the left side, Saka. In the center, attacking midfield area, I'll play Joe Willock. And I'll play Aubameyang up front. Now, my reason for including Maitland-Niles, he gets the best out of Pepe, and it's definitely is really good 1v1. And if you definitely look into how Leeds play, they isolate each player with an opposition. They play 1v1. And once you realize, like Elder Costa, once he done his player, he's free to go. And which means that someone will have to go cover, and then someone would be left empty. So we need good players 1v1. Maitland-Niles is a very good player 1v1. He's better than Bellerin. Last time I saw Bellerin being shoved by Grealish, I'm not sure if he even got back on the field, even now.
Okay.
Grealish almost shoved him out of the stadium. So the reason why I would definitely use Joe Willock in a center attacking midfield position, what we realize is that we have been playing so deep, and I don't think that system would change as yet. We've been playing so deep that we definitely need someone to drive with that ball whenever we recover position. Thomas Partey is not there to do that, and Joe Willock is a very good driver of the ball. He might not have the final end product in regards to a final pass, a through ball, but whenever he receives that ball, he's driving forward, and that relieves pressure off the defense. That let the opposition defense dress back, and that allows your team to be a bit ease of the pressure. Now, what other thing Joe Willock offers is that he's so good at arriving inside of the 18-yard box. We don't have that in the midfield area. What that does is, so if Leeds United have two defenders, they play 4-2-3-1 as well. What you realize is that if you analyze them properly, there's always two defenders who's the last persons to cover the back line, and everyone else is bombing forward. Now, if you have an option of Nicolas Pepe going on the counter, you have Aubameyang and Saka, that's 3v2. Now, there's one player in that team that is fit enough to defend and get inside of those, inside of Leeds' 18-yard box. That would definitely be Joe Willock. If the pass, if Nicolas Pepe is on the break and he whips the ball inside the 18-yard area and he misses Aubameyang, I am sure Joe Willock would be that extra man inside 18-yard box would be on top of it. He's so good being arriving late inside the box and putting away those type of chances. That is one of the reasons I would definitely love to see Joe Willock play, because this game is going to be so full of counter-attacking football. You'd be surprised. It will be a close game, but it will be a lot of counter-attacking football.
I mean, you say counter-attacking football. Obviously Leeds know how to counter-attack. They've done that a lot this season. How do you see him, squaring up against the likes of, because Leeds are the type of team that could probably score from any position, and they've got a lot of players who have the ability to score as well. So how do you see them? Where do you see them trying to exploit Arsenal and the positions they're trying to exploit Arsenal in? Do you think they'll try and hang people on David Luiz's shoulder, or do you think they'll try and exploit Xhaka or someone like that? What
I know about our Leeds play is that their attacking players are very skillful, and that means 1v1 is problem. Now, we know David Luiz is not quick, so I definitely believe that Bamford will be staying extremely close to David Luiz.
Yep.
Bamford is not the type of striker who would relish the physicality. So we stick closer to David Luiz because Gabriel extremely, and I mean definitely loves physicality. He loves to get close to the player and manhandle the forward. That's how he thrives. So he's more inclined to go in closer to David Luiz and try to maybe do some trickery or something like that to get around David Luiz, or try to use space to outdone him. But I think that Rafinha and Helder Costa might be problems for us, because those are the two wing players who they love to float around the edge of the 18-yard box. Even when you don't see them, they just make us a rapid move inside the 18-yard box, and that can cause problems. So I think it would be a very tricky game for us, because we know that these guys can score. Each one of their midfield players or their attacking players can score and has the ability to score. So we'll try our best to keep them away from our 18-yard box as possible. And that is the best way I can see us stopping them from score.
Well, let's hope you're right. And let's hope we can keep them away from the 18-yard box. I mean, we had a bit of trouble with Aston Villa, keeping them away from the 18-yard box. And we know that Leeds have a very good attacking midfield as well as a good front line. So if I ask you to obviously you're being an Arsenal supporter, and I usually ask Arsenal supporters to go with their head rather than their heart. So if that was the case, I'm going to put you under a little bit of pressure now and say, could you give me a predicted scoreline, or a scoreline that you obviously feel would be realistic?
2-1 Arsenal.
You think? Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, I've got it. I know this sounds a little bit, maybe a little bit negative from me. I know I'm an Arsenal supporter. I think we're going to get our first draw of the season now. I think it's going to be a 1-1, only because I think that the setups will cancel each other out a little bit. I think it'll be very tight. I think that Arsenal will be a lot more cautious, and they won't want to let a lot happen. I think they'll be cancelling Leeds out a lot. I hope I'm wrong. I hope you're right and I'm wrong.
That's the thing. I think they might get a penalty. I think they might get a penalty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
maybe it's a Bramford goal. Bramford's goal, so from a penalty. So I won't write that out.
No, that's fair enough. I mean, the way these games go, we never know, and it can get very, very tight. But you're going to go with the 2-1. I'm going with a 1-1 for this particular game. Only because safe. I'm playing safe, and I'm not going to stick my neck out too far. And also,
stick your neck out. Stick your neck out.
Well,
stick your neck out. Be brave.
The way that Arsenal have been playing is it's very up and down, and I don't think they're going to have necessarily the best game, but I don't think they're going to have the game like they did against Villa. I think he'll set them up slightly differently. I think he'll play them slightly differently. They'll be a lot more cautious, but they'll still go for it. But I think they're still finding their way a little bit, and Leeds are not the perfect side to come out of an international break and play, to be honest, especially away. So I'm going to go with it 1-1. You're going with it 2-1. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. I'm going to bid you farewell for now, because we could talk for ages and ages, but the time difference has kind of played a big part in our conversation tonight. No, it's absolutely fine. But that's what happens when we have big time differences from around the world. But it's good to catch up with Gooners from all over the globe, and the fact that you're in Jamaica is it means that obviously the love for Arsenal is all over the globe, and that's the main thing. It's not just in one place or two places; it's all over, and it's nice to know.
The good thing is that you guys are now feeling what we're feeling. So you guys are home watching from the TV.
Of course.
So you guys are feeling what we are feeling.
Well, that's what it's all about. And, I'm sure you're looking forward to the game just as much as we are. So thanks for joining me on this occasion. And we'll try and catch up with you hopefully after the game as well. And we will do a Gooner talk after the game, as a review. And we can talk about whether you were right or I was right or we were both wrong. Okay? Thanks for joining me, Mario. And take care of yourself. All the best. Thank you.